Hello and welcome to Midday.com. I'm Anjali Singh, and today with me I have one of the most eminent, renowned, and national award winner filmmaker, and that's none other than Prakash Jha. Prakash ji, welcome to Midday.com.
Such a pleasure talking to you.
Same here, sir, and I'm really elated, to be talking to you right now. And you are coming out with this ashram. And when I saw the trailer, the first question that came to my mind was, why? What really prompted you to take up a subject on spiritual gurus in India?
It is not on the spiritual gurus of India. It is actually about these quacks who masquerade as, Babas and actually bring disrepute to religion. चाहे वो हिंदू religion हो, चाहे वो Islam हो, चाहे वो Christianity ho, these are people who have no knowledge, no connection, no base, and they use the common man's faith and their belief and their weaknesses to create this, false kind of world and promise of moksha and all those things, and actually, do their business. So these are the people who actually bring the great Hindu religion and the spiritual, let's say, the strength of the religion into disrepute. This is what had attracted me when MX Player brought this story about the shortcuts that people do take and the faith they put into in the name of religion and actually get used by it. And I thought that was a good take on this whole thing. We are not kind of like talking about any spiritual great gurus and babas who we all revere and who all worship. This is about, as I said, guys who bring the religion into disrepute.
But we have such people, as you said, as you define them in our country. And when people will watch, the audience will watch the web series. Do you think they will draw somewhere? They will draw a reference to already, some existing person who does that.
So all that is in public domain. There's nothing new about them. Everybody knows everything about these people, their greatnesses, their goodness, or their kind of like accusations. Mine is a very fictitious story about a fictitious place, and it deals, of course, mainly with the faith that people do put into such people, and it's the complexity of this relationship, which is kind of like developed, maintained, and sort of like used. I don't see that there is any kind of similarity between any living or past godmen or anything of that sort.
One surprising element that I noticed was Bobby Deol in the character, and considering the kind of roles we have seen him in. So was that a conscious effort or conscious decision to cast Bobby for this role?
He was a Baba in his past life.
Really?
No, that's a joke.
Okay.
He fitted the role physically because he has that persona and stature. He is a good actor. And he has never played a role like this, which consists of all grey, black, white, whatever. So I called him up and I narrated the character to him, and he immediately jumped for it because it, as an actor, it's very challenging to be able to play, these shades. So he loved it, and sort of like that's how things fell in place.
The kind of movies, the subjects that you take up to make films, of course, they come along with a lot of challenges. But this time when the subject came in front of you, so initially, did you foresee any challenges? Or did you actually come across any challenge, and how did you overcome that?
Every subject is a challenge. We take this challenge with utmost sincerity and responsibility. And we try to do our best so that the reality of the equations kind of like are shared clearly. It is a little funny that most of the times the kind of like apprehensions or the protests on the films that I make or the work that I do, they all happen before the film gets released. And usually after all the films that have released, whether it was Ganga Jal or Apaharan or Rajniti or Araksham or Chakravyuh, all these films, after they have released, there has never been any kind of problem or protest. It all happens before it gets released. People are apprehensive about it. People are like edgy about it. Let things get released, and then it'll all be fine.
When you think about making a film, and also in this web series, when you thought about the subject, do you just present it as a filmmaker, or as the script has been written, or the plot has been decided, or there will be in this web series your point of view as well? What do you think of such people? Do we get to see your point of view, or usually do you use your point of view?
My point of view is as good as the story's point of view, in fact, because it's a fictitious story. It's about fictitious characters, and it is one has to kind of weave a story so that it becomes engaging for the audience, and it's entertaining for the audience. I mean, I'm not here as a social reformer. I'm here as a storyteller, and that's what is my job.
And now, what would you say about the platform that the web series is going to release on OTT, and film has again a very large audience, and it has a huge reach. But still, now what do you feel that do you see a difference that as a storyteller you think that this particular platform is perhaps going to be a better medium than previous ones?
I don't really know, and I don't think any medium is better. Every medium has its own advantage and disadvantage. That in this time, depressing time of pandemic, when cinemas have been shut and the entertainment avenues have been shut, OTT platforms have come as a relief to the filmmakers. And of course, web series are released only on platforms. But then one can really comment about it when we have both the multiplex cinemas and the OTT running parallel, because at this point of time, we don't have the option. We don't have the choice whether I want to release. I mean, I would have loved to release Prakash Jha in cinemas first, but then I didn't know when that would be possible. Like, how many months will it take, or when will it get a proper window for release in cinemas? And the OTT offer came, and good that they released it, because the viewing that the film has had so far has been amazing. It's still trending on the platform, for after all these 2-3 weeks. So it's interesting. I mean, one is learning about it. One is learning the form of presentation that you need for OTT channel. And I will wait for cinemas to begin, and then kind of compare the two and make a proper judgment or comment about it.
So thank you, Prakash, for talking to us, and it was really nice having you here on Midday.com. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.